doesn't matter what I believe.
You don't, do you?
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Are you sure this line is clean?
Yeah, of course I'm sure.
I better go.
I want to talk a little bit about, not the little spot cut on my nose, so I want to get into that in a minute, but like looking at the world at the moment, everything going on, and the state of the UK, the weather, the price of things, all the tyranny, all the surveillance, all of the evilness in this world. And I want to talk a little bit about, I just did some videos in my group, and now I can't get my flow right. But I was talking about I've been thinking a lot recently, just the last few days, about just watching the world. I'll be driving around, and there'll be some drivers driving around, and I'm sorry, but they're idiots. There's a lot of idiots around at the moment, a lot of idiots. And if you've not watched the film Idiocracy,
if you were the smartest person in the world,
this goes in your mouth, this one goes in your butt. Hang on a second. This one goes in your mouth.
And we're stuck with the dumbest people in history.
If you have one bucket that holds 2 gallons and another bucket that holds 5 gallons, how many buckets do you have?
2?
Watch Idiocracy, because I watched that a few weeks ago, and it was so true. I think we're living in Idiocracy. There's a lot of idiots around.
Now, there's something wrong with people that no one's addressing. Like here, look at the size of this thing. Now watch the lady with the white bag.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's dangerous there. Like, baby.
This thing charges right at her. And she just continues to waddle by like nothing was even there. And look at the guy she's with. Doesn't even attempt to defend her.
Baby.
They act like it's a hummingbird floating past them. How are these people the same species as me?
Due to what they've done to people as well with aspartame, for instance, the way it makes your neurons, it excites your neurons so much that it literally makes your brain cells pop and die, and they don't get replenished. And just about everything about, how do we, what's this all about? Is it about winning? Is it about overthrowing the government? Because we are being run globally by tyrannical governments. That's fact. Look at America. The whole CK thing that happened last week. The Epstein files, etc. Qatar, bombs flying everywhere. And my point was, when I gather my flow, is how do we overcome it? Because whatever we live in, right? So say this world is a simulation, because everything does oscillate. And I'm just going to turn the chat off. Oh no, not cancel stream. I'll come back to the chat in a bit. I'm just going to flow and talk. But everything oscillates. Our eyes only pick up. Do give the show a like and a share as well, and subscribe, because you have to say these things for people to actually do these things, to give the show a like. It does help out, because for instance, that's why I've not really been doing my channel at the moment much, because I don't really see the point in pushing a shadow banned, algorithmically challenged channel along like a lot of people still are. The COVID shit's over. That era of 2020, 2021, 2022, that's kind of over. And I was thinking about this the other day. where are we right now, and how do we all feel? Because I feel like there's actually more darkness in the world now than there was during COVID, you know? And what's it all about? What's it all about? I've often thought maybe it's not about winning. It's not about overthrowing the governments, because how can you overthrow or change a tyrannical, evil government run by the Fabians and all the other societies that don't declare interests and they're all part of the club? But how do you overthrow a genocidal government, tyrannical government, when they have the monopoly on power and violence? If we stand up and speak up, you get arrested, you get thrown in prison, in a cell, where they harvest your energy for the rest of your life. So what's it all about? Because if it's not about winning, it's right. So say we do live in a simulation, say we do live in a holographic world, right? Because everything does oscillate, and our eyes don't see what we see. Our eyes are cameras that pick up the vibrations, and then between the eyes and the optic nerves in the brain, that's when the visions, which what we see, develop. So if everything is oscillating at crazy speed you can't even interpret, then the world is a vibratory simulation. How far I want to go down that rabbit hole, I'll leave that parked up right now, because it goes into various different rabbit holes. And so if the world is holographic, if the world is a simulation, what does it actually matter? What does it matter whether we win or not? But then if we have morals, which we do in our community, some people don't, not in our community, normal people, I want to say normal people, we're the normal people. They're the crazy ones. They're the idiots that do QR codes and sign up to Elon Musk and all these people, man. And what's sad about it is, from my perspective, watching the world for the last few days, the state of the weather in the UK at the moment is just so grim and grey. I don't want to be here anymore. It's time for me to leave. And so going back to the point, is it about winning or not? Because if it's a simulation, then it doesn't really matter what happens in this world. It's a simulation. Whether we go back to where we originate from further down the line is another rabbit hole I'm not even going to get into right now. YOLO. We don't always live, you only live once. No, we don't live once. We're eternal beings. We're spiritual beings. And we're spiritual beings and we have morals. So if it's not about winning, how can we sit and reside and live in this world that is immoral? That makes you want to do something about it. Speak up, change the world, create a new system. But they're just going to try their best with the option of power and violence to destroy that new system that you build. Fact. So what's it all about? What do we live in? And what do we do about the tyranny and the tyrannical governments? Fact.
UK, no ID, no groceries. From September 12th, a shocking new supermarket rule comes into force. Without a government-issued photo ID, you will not be allowed to enter any supermarket in the UK, even for basic essentials like bread or milk. Officials claim it's to stop shoplifting and fraud, but critics say it will destroy daily life for millions. This means teenagers, pensioners without passports, and anyone who's simply forgotten their wallet could be turned away at the door. Supermarkets will have staff at entrances checking IDs, and shoppers say this feels like airport-style security just to buy food. Campaigners warn it's the start of a two-tier shopping system that could permanently change the way Britain shops and eats. And here's the worst part. Fail the ID check once and you could be banned from that store for a month. Many are now asking, is this really about safety, or is it the beginning of a stricter control system, quietly reshaping how ordinary people live, move, shop, budget and survive in Britain today?
That we all live under. Because personally, I don't want to live under a tyrannical government. I don't want to live paying 300-400 quid a week tax, 500 quid a week tax some weeks. I'm giving them 500 quid a week to go drop bombs in Palestine. And again, it goes back to all of our governments have been hijacked by Zionists. Fact. A lot of facts in the show today, you know, and so we're spiritual beings with a moral compass that don't want to live in a world where they literally spray the skies like fuck it, where they spray us like bugs. Fact. Geoengineering is real. I mean, the amount of rain we've had down here the last couple of weeks, we've only been out in the diggers 2 days and 2.5 weeks. It's crazy. Everything's normal. Carry on. Pay your tax so they can go drop bombs and kill people. No. What option have you got of stopping paying tax? You don't really have an option. They'll throw you in jail. So, you know, we live under a state where they're even now starting to talk about putting the BBC license fee in your council tax. So you have to pay it. Do you know what I mean? So immoral. So I just watched a couple of clips from The Matrix, and there's so much truth in that movie. Where did the Wachowski brothers, who have now both transitioned into weird-looking girls, people who identify as female, not actual females, where did they get all that information from? I want to actually do a bit of digging into the Wachowski brothers, because, again, for those two guys to make those movies, to make the Matrix movies, and there is so much truth in that movie. The way we are put in a cell, if we're being naughty, they'll throw you in a cell. What is a cell? It's a capacity to hold energy. Like the banking system, the banks are on the rivers, they're the river banks of the sea, the currency. It's all energetic language, and I'm getting digressed, but it's just crazy what we have to live through. And even like, I think the world's a darker place now than it was, say, 2021, when it was pretty dark then. And like, I talk about through my research on ancient history about this infection in our world, this infection that took place a long time ago. And what is that infection? Like the black cube, Mecca, like the Ben stone, a little black pyramid. They don't know what it's made from. It's one of the hardest materials on Earth. Who is it even from? It's probably not from Earth. So again, what is it? What is our reality, and what do we do about the world? Because we're spiritual beings, we have a soul, we have a moral compass, and we're living through idiocracy. They're making people stupid. Like Trump talking about the golden age. It's the golden age for the parasites, for the parasitic elites. It's not the golden age for us. It's the golden age for everybody, for the parasites. And they are parasitic. Like the royals, we'll talk about the royals for a minute. Like the British royals and the Dutch royals, they're just as bad. Like the British royals, the demography of people around Portsmouth, where I live, it has changed at a scaringly speed. It has changed so quickly within the last 4 months. a year, but especially in the last 4 months. And it comes from Zionists. So, and I would think you'd be quite stupid to think that, I think you'd be stupid to not think that the royals weren't Zionists. This shitty little state on the edge of the Mediterranean, the occupied state of Palestine, called Israel, has hijacked all of our governments. They're the leaders in cybersecurity in this world, this surveillance world now that we're being led into by the idiots who aren't consciously aware of what we're actually living through. A fascinating time to be alive, it really is. But what do we do about it? Because the royals are supposed to protect the people of this country. The royals are supposed to protect the people of this country. I'll say it again. The royals are supposed to protect the people of this country. The royals are involved in Serco, in the World Economic Forum, everything else. Meanwhile, we pay 500 quid a week tax so they can finance their military industrial complex to go drop bombs on everybody. And then the people from those bombed countries come here. Then we get a bit irate with people coming here, where it's problem, reaction, solution, the Hegelian dialectic, it's what they do. And this world has been psychologically raped of consciousness, of the ability to do anything about changing the world. And what are the royals doing about it? How much tax have they earned this week? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It really is. It's absolutely disgusting. I've just been sitting back the last few days just watching the world, and there's a lot of idiots around. And I don't say that like with a vengeance or anything, but there are a lot of idiots around now. And they're going to lead us off the cliff into this surveillance state world where we're almost in it already, really. But does it really matter? Does it really matter about speaking up and trying to make a change in the world where they're just going to come down on you like a ton of bricks? They shadow ban your channel, they algorithmically diminish your reach. Freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. And if it is a simulation, then what does it really matter? Like, really, it really doesn't matter that much. If we are living in a simulation, then we're here to experience this world, this tyrannical world, and to take from it what we've learned and what we've gained. But again, we're souls, we're spiritual beings with a moral compass. So why should we just sit back, Netflix and chill, or your Uber Eats, and chill and just suck it up, peasant? No, fuck you. Because we have a moral compass, and we know when there's something wrong in the world, and there's something seriously wrong in the world right now. But what do we do about it? Can we do anything about it? Like when we dream. I just woke up this morning. I've got a little cut here. I just picked it. That's why it's a bit fresh, but by mistake. But I often, when I'm sleeping, maybe once a year, right, I'll have something like that, a little cut on my nose. And one time I had, a couple of years ago, I had quite a big cut here. I broke my nose skiing years ago. So my skin here is very thin because I already injured my nose. And one morning I had a massive cut here, and it's when I'm asleep. So what do we do when we're in our sleep? Are we going back to our pods wherever we are when we're dreaming, when we're back in our dream world? Or is that the real world and we're in the dream world and it's computer simulated? Hence everything oscillates. Our eyes are cameras that pick up the vibrations, the speed of everything vibrating, like an energetic world, simulated world. So if that is the case, then what does it actually matter about? Is it more a case of you try get yourself to a nice place in the world and live out your life calmly and consciously, or you stay in the UK and you just get raped financially? Like the sky is just, you hardly ever see blue sky anymore. Bye bye blue sky. There's a website, Bye Bye Blue Sky. It's a very interesting website, that by a woman in America many years ago, 20 years ago, I think she created that website. But again, we hardly ever see blue sky in the UK anymore. Down here anyway, I'm on the south coast. They're blocking out the sun because the sun's rays at the moment are upgrading everybody's consciousness. Like we're at the start of the end of the Kali Yuga, this transition to another number on the another symbol on the zodiac, the processional wheel of the zodiac. And it's like the power of chi, right? It's like the power of chi. Imagine a ball of energy between your hands, and you breathe in deeply. Don't do it right now. Breathe in deeply through your nose. Breathe out, focusing on that ball of energy in your hands, right? And you imagine holding a wet sponge, and you're doing this without letting water out the sponge, breathing into it, and you can literally feel your hands start tingling. You can literally feel the energy as you compress the wet sponge. You can feel the resistance. That proves that we live in an energetic world. I can almost feel the tingling now in my hands just by focusing on it. So it's crazy. Let me just have a little break here for a minute. I'll show you this machine here. This is a 80-ton machine, but look how deep he's digging. Watch. He's about 12 to 14 meters down. Crazy. Beautiful sky we have here today as well. Lol. So yeah, I just want to jump on and talk a little bit this morning, my thoughts. Let me check the chat. Hope everyone's well, or as well as they can be. How you doing, Hogdown Munch? Sute, how you doing as well? Good to see you. Star Connections. This is it, what Star Connections says. If you can't see through the BS by now, it makes no point. Focus on a new world and stick to the communities around us. Totally agree with that. But I guess it's just sad to see the state of the world and what's being done. Like that Venezuelan drug boat being blown up. It was a fisherman boat. It wasn't even a drug boat. Like the levels of overstepping by the US government especially, and the British government, most Five Eyes countries, is obscene at the moment. It really is. It's obscene. So yeah, it's crazy. The little black cube thing's interesting as well. I mean, this is Ben Stone. Working, Hogdan's working but lurking. It's funny that like that. But yeah, it's just sad because again we are spiritual beings with a moral compass, and it's sad to see the way the world's going, the way of the world. even like all of the people coming to the UK at the moment, they're coming from bombed countries that our royals and military have bombed. So you can't be mad at them for coming here. But deep down, deep down, deep down, they will not. They do not like, I'm not going to say us deep down. They don't like what our country stands for deep down, because at the end of the day, they've had their country bombed and they've probably had family members killed, etc., etc. My point is, with the amount of people coming here and what they're trying to provoke, CW, what they're trying to provoke, which we all can see, is dangerous. And we're going to bear the brunt for this. Not the royals, not the military. We're the public, who the royals are supposed to protect. We're going to bear the brunt for this. We are already bearing the brunt for this. Look at the price of things. Kerrygold butter, £3.50 now. Yeah, what? It's disgusting. And because we stand up for our morals, if everybody did that in the world would be a very different place. Very different place. And it's sad to see the way the world's going, because it's not going in a good place. Crazy time to be alive, it really is. And like, if say the world is a simulation and we're all in pods somewhere, where are we? Where are those pods? Where are those pods? They say we're a fragment of our soul here to experience this world. So we're a fragment of our soul. The keyword fragment, right? So if we're a fragment of our soul, where's the rest of our soul? Or are we all part of one consciousness, a higher consciousness? And we're all part of that, experiencing this world through the eyes of different mortal beings, to give that information, experience, knowledge, wealth back to, not material wealth, knowledgeable wealth, back to the creator. And is that the case? That's what I kind of think where we are. But then what's interesting is all these other people that don't have that aren't consciously connected like us. Well, where are they from? Are they just NPC robots? Are they on not a robotic level, but like, are they like the orphan trains we talk about? I do subscribe to that a lot, because there was too many photos of incubator babies back in the late 1800s spread all across America to populate the country. Like the photos of the people wearing black, all don't know really where they are. Looks like just after a reset, and they've all just come up from underground and all having a big meeting. What's that about? But like, say they did populate the world in the late 1800s with a lot of soulless humans, bio-humans, let's say, bio-robotic humans, let's say, then this is the problem, because they've populated the world with people without that connection like we have. Do give the show a like, guys, as well, please. It helps the algorithm. Hit the like button, smash it, punch it, whatever. It is sad that you got to say that. It is. And you do. Well, I've noticed, because when I say it in more videos, that video gets a lot more views. So do give the show a like, please, if you like what I do. But say they did populate the world with a lot of soulless human beings. This is a problem. And they know that there's a select of the population globally that are consciously awake. And what they're doing now is they know where all of us are, kind of thing. Certainly not in the state of Israel. There aren't many consciously connected people in the state of Israel. That's another subject. But If that's the case, then what's it all about? Because if we're just here in this meat suit body, if we're just here in this meat suit body to experience this world, then what happens in the world doesn't really matter. On a higher level, it doesn't really matter, because we can't change it, because they use the threat of power and violence and chucking you in a prison cell if you speak up or put your foot above the parapet. Then what else can we do about it other than doing what we're doing? And that's about it, I think. That's all I've got to say about it. SS, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. But yeah, just going through the chat. It's crazy. I mean, even like, you know, like histories. What even is history anymore? It's an absolute fabrication from the people that won the last huge war at the last reset, pretty much. That's what it is. So yeah, like the state of Israel, like the shitty little state on the edge of the Mediterranean, how dare they? How dare they do everything what they're doing at the moment? You know, this Benjamin Netanyahu, quartermaster's on deck. Benjamin Netanyahu should be thrown in the bilge, in that oily bilge, and just left to rot. That guy is, Netanyahu is the personification of evil. Let me talk about that actually before I go. The word evil, right? Max, this has come from Max liking this information. He was chatting online 2015, and he was on a website, Evil Incorporated, I think it was .com or .org or something like that, right? And he was chatting to a bot called Lucifer, right? And this bot was telling him back in 2015, by 2025, the world will be. How are you doing, Buffett B? Good to see you. By 2025, the world will be. 2025 is the year where there's no going back. That's when AI is going to really sort of take hold, and that's the point of no return. And I think we're kind of there now. But why was she saying that back in 2015? And look at the world now. Like the word evil, the emergence of virtual intelligent life. Evil. And it spells live. It's an anagram of live as well. Couldn't make it up. Anyway, I think I'm all talked out, but a really good saying is be the change you want to see in the world, right? And that is a good saying, but at the same time, you can be the change you want to see in the world, but they're just going to come down on you like a ton of bricks over and over. That's what they do. Squirrel Sniper, how you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, I mean, even like that, I've been streaming for half an hour now. I've got 11 people watching. It's not working. It's not working. I'm not going to sit here and push a shadow ban channel forward when they just do this. 12 people now. Give the show a like. Signing off. Hope you all have a good day. Lots of love in Lakesh. Ciao for now.
This is the construct. It's our loading program. We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need.
Right now, we're inside a computer program?
Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different, the plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
We have only bits and pieces of information, but what we know for certain is that at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
AI? You mean artificial intelligence?
A singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. We don't know who struck first, us or them, but we know that it was us that scorched the sky. At the time, they were dependent on solar power, and it was believed that they would be unable to survive without an energy source as abundant as the sun. Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive. Fate, it seems, is not without a sense of irony.
The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat. Combined with a form of fusion, the machines had found all the energy they would ever need. There are fields, endless fields, where human beings are no longer born. We are grown. For the longest time, I wouldn't believe it. And then I saw the fields with my own eyes. Watched them liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously to the living. And standing there, facing the pure, horrifying precision, I came to realize the obviousness of the truth.
What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out. I want out.
You might have seen this symbol before, whether it's as a temporary tattoo or at a Chinese temple. It's called the Yin and Yang symbol. It comes from Taoism, a religion born in China, and it has far more meaning than you probably realize. The yin is the dark swirl and the yang is the light one, and each side has a dot of the opposite color, which gives a clue to the meaning of yin and yang. Everything contains the seed of its opposite. Darth Vader has the seed of goodness, and Luke has the potential to follow his father to the dark side. Like Luke and his father, yin and yang are not total opposites. They are relative to each other. Taoists believe that the universe is made up of energies, vibrations, and matter which behave differently in different contexts. Something can be yin or yang depending on lots of things. So while wheat that's growing is yang, when it's being reaped, it's yin. A wave's crest is yang, and the trough is yin. Villages on the sunny side of a valley in China have names like Luoyang or Xiyang. But on the shady side, for example, of the Yangtze River Valley, there's Jiang Yin. The brake is yin to the gas pedal's yang. An eggshell is yang. The egg inside is yin. You think you're getting it? Yang is harder, stronger, brighter, and faster, but one can turn into the other, or are two sides of the same coin. The sunbeams are yang in comparison to the shadows. The pitch is yang. The catch is yin. The yang starts an action and the yin receives it, completes it. Yin is the inside space of a cup. Wouldn't be a cup without it. Yang is the cup. The coffee's heat, however, is yang, and its blackness is yin. Yang goes berserk sometimes, but there's some very powerful yins, too, if they don't quite go berserk. Yin is the darker swirl, the female, but there's a white dot in it. And yang is the lighter, the male, but it has a black dot. Water flowing calmly in a river is yin, but when it goes over the waterfall, it's very yang. Toothpicks are yin compared with a telephone pole. The back of a person is more yang than the front. The top of the person is the yang end. Taoism teaches that there is a power in the universe. It's higher, deeper, and truer than any other force. They call it the Tao. It means the way. Like the Force in Star Wars, the Tao has two sides. Unlike other religions where the higher power is all good and perhaps has an all evil rival, Taoism teaches that we need to learn from both yin and yang. And unlike religions with gods that are personal, the higher power in Taoism is not. Taoists believe that living in harmony with the way, a person will not have to fight against the universe's natural flow. So, for example, listen more, argue less. Be ready to back up or undo something, and you will make even faster progress. Don't worry about being the best. Be who you are. Live simply. Complications take you away from the Tao. The wise person is flexible, Taoists say. Learning to use the Tao is what Taoism is all about. And that's why you should know your yin from your yang.